172. Tell me how I'm supposed to explain our actions to the families of 172 of my people.
Null. We have spoken about this before.
It is not enough. Telling them that the lady has better plans for them is not damn near enough. Where were you? Where was the lady when the portiere assaulted the Quiet Order? Why did she not give us a sign? Why did you leave us?
The answers are beyond your comprehension. You must have faith, Null.
Then give it to me! Tell me why we are letting our people die.
We needed the Regenti. You were there when we took him. You were there when he told us about the cleaver, about the girl.
And after we learn about that, you choose to send my people in such small numbers, just like the Conoscenza. You refuse to listen to my plea for sending more.
Have faith, Null.
I have had enough! You might have converted a few of my people to your religion, but you know that I still command their hearts. You have a day to make good on our bargain, Herald, or I will take my people and do it my way. Why didn't he tell me?
Perhaps he intended to, but didn't get the chance.
Ugh. If he spent days, weeks even, in those stupid ruins, why wasn't I informed? Can't believe I trusted such a fool with something so...
Razatov wasn't a fool.
No? Then why is he now in the hands of rebel scum?
He found what you told him to find. More even.
So where are the answers? What are your plans?
There's only one lead left.
The masked runners who have him.
They need to be contacted. A channel of communication needs to be set up.
And how are you intending to do that?
To Cicero Gavar of the Cavalli Fields, Hyacinth District. You have been summoned back to Ombre at the request of the Verone. Your exile will be revoked, and you will be granted a grand sum of 10,000 crescents, should you complete the business that awaits you. A pair of coach hands has been...
Get to your point.
The business was to find Razatov. I have found him. He is with the mask runners.
20,000 if you bring him back.
Lucia has been working on a case involving the mask runners. She should...
I will not accept this. You... When my rats in the Cavalli Fields told me that you'd gotten familiar with the bottom of tankards, I pulled a few strings, cut a few trade routes, terminated a few breweries.
Why would you do that?
Because you're better than that. You're better than the drunkard I kept reading about in all the reports from the fields. And you're better than this coward who wants to turn in an investigation just because it suddenly involves going to the mask runners. Yes, you made a mistake. And yes, that mistake cost you your brother's life, nearly cost you yours, and has cost me my city. But it was a mistake. And we are not defined by our mistakes. Cicero!
Let them burn. If I'm doing this, I'm not using some pathetic hand-me-downs. I'll make my own notes, thank you very much. Where's the mariner?
He wanted to go to the Hall of Song, sir. Asked us to take him there while you went inside.
Well, take us there, please. I should speak with him. And hopefully catch up with an old friend, too. Really, Ricardo? One of these days you're going to have to sort these seats out.
Is something bothering you, sir?
There are papers everywhere.
Papers?
My brother does like his notes messy, sir.
Well, take it from me. You could... Hang on. Now, what's this?
What is what?
History of Medea. Summarized points.
Oh, sir, you weren't supposed to find that. Please just...
Another one. Calculus. Quite a few formulae. These are rather small for notes, aren't they?
What, Ricardo, are you...
Making a cheat sheet?
What? Oh, no, you're not to... You're not going to report me, Inspettori, are you? I failed twice already.
Depends. If you can find me a place to stay for the night that's free from the mire of politics, I'll consider.
Really? Oh, well, all right then, sir. Prepare to be, freed of the mire of politics, I mean.
One more thing, before you return.
Of course, sir.
If you could go back to the Cleaver and find Amadea, red hair tied into a braid, wearing Dieci clothes. Shouldn't be too far from the ruins. Tell her or the registry, would like to speak to her.
We'll keep an eye out, sir.
Thank you, sisters. Orlana, will you please take the chime and place it where it belongs?
Mirabas?
Cicero?
It's been a while.
Oh, Cicero, it is you. Come here. I never thought. Why have you returned?
Business, I'm afraid. I cannot speak too much of it.
I understand. But here? Have you come to listen to some songs?
No. A friend of mine should be here. A mariner.
I believe I heard some of my songstresses speaking of one. He should be somewhere atop the singing tree.
I'll find him. Thank you, Mirabas.
I'm sorry.
A strange choice of greeting.
That mask runner. If I hadn't done what I did, maybe she wouldn't have died.
She wouldn't have been the first mask runner you've killed.
It's not about me. If she was still alive, maybe she could tell us where my brother is. Or where to find the artifacts.
You heard.
And learning how to create masquerades again is huge, I know. But somehow, compared to finding my brother, I say that I'm scared for him. But in the end, it is I that undermines our progress to find him. Razatov is that much further away now.
5 years ago, I was put on an investigation that led me to discover that my brother had been siphoning masquerades out of the Hall of Bearings. I didn't join him in the endeavor, obviously, but I let him go. When the registry found out, and word spread, the consensus at the time was that I had to be punished. Death by hanging was the easiest option, to remind the others what awaited them should they ever place their hearts above their duty. It was your brother that sacrificed much of his clout to negotiate the terms of my punishment. He managed to reduce it from a death sentence to one of exile. Your brother saved my life, Calden.
I didn't know that.
We'll get him back, Calden. On your Mariner's moon. I promise that.
Thank you.
Calden?
Tides.
Who is that?
Calden!
Please, Orlana.
Every marshal that I've spoken to says that you knew him well.
Calden, who is this?
Inspectore, my name is Orlana Corvale, songstress of the Hall of Songs and sister of Jaxus Corvale.
Orlana, do not involve the Inspectore, please.
I had once tried asking the registry for assistance, but they turned me aside. Perhaps you will be kinder.
Orlana, you must move on.
How? My brother is dead, and I know not why or how, and the only lead I have refuses to answer my questions.
There is nothing to answer.
And so I approach an inspectore, who certainly could do a better job than I.
Cicero, we have no time for this.
Let the inspectore...
Jaxus is gone, and no amount of investigating is going to bring him back to the shores of life. He would want you to move on.
But please...
Orlana.
Calvin.
A shadow of my past. We should go.
What is this about?
No greetings, even?
Stop wasting my time.
All right. I want you to be a part of this investigation.
What?
You have expertise that my team is lacking.
This is not a good idea.
I can pay you 1,000 crescents.
You don't have that kind of money.
I will once I finish my job, with your help. Amadea, what is stopping you? Masquerades, the blood of the city. This is our chance to find out where they came from. For centuries, the histories of the land have been enigmatic. For the first time, that curtain is being lifted.
Fine.
Really?
Do you want me to back out now?
No. This is good. Thank you.
Now, where are we going?
Toth, found us a place yet?
Yes, we did.
We think you'd be most pleased with it, sir.
Well, let's hope you're right. So, what fruits have your search yielded?
It's a place called the Estiguary, sir.
Is it crowded?
Not at all, sir. In fact, the place is practically barren, save the people who own it.
The owner said the war's done a toll, but he's more than willing to house us for the night. For as long as we want, in fact.
Generous. How much is he asking?
He said it depends on who we bring back.
Of course he did. I wouldn't put my trust in anyone who didn't hold a bargain.
I'm glad you think so, sir. We're just arriving.
Tides. That's...
Beautiful.
All right, Ricardo. I hereby promise never to rat you out.
Sir, we'll go in and tell the owner that you're here. We'll be right back.
I don't understand. This is too beautiful to be so... empty.
The owner was telling us that the people of the city forgot about it ever since the war started. In the first year of the war, the road that led here was frequented by masked runners.
Makes sense that people stopped coming.
What a pity.
I'm not shedding any tears. The more space we have to ourselves, the better, I say.
He's ready for you, sir.
Right. Let's see.
Cicero?
Hello, Ven.
Wait.
You know each other.
What? I don't believe it.
How have you been?
I should be asking you that question, you rascal. Why didn't you tell me you were bringing him?
We didn't know that.
Well, why don't the lot of you find some rooms that suit you? As you can tell, the entire place is basically yours.
About that, Ven. The twins were saying something about price.
Ha! Cicero, please. What do you think I am? The kind of man who swindles his friends? No, that treatment is reserved for the dastardly. You stay here for free.
Then, I can't.
I insist.
And I insist not. You will take something, or I'm afraid I'm going to have to walk out.
All right. But remember, you insisted. Now, please, the...
Ages, Lucia. You had me worried.
Is this a bad time? I was out in the Pale Isle when I saw you leave the spire. I hope you don't mind that I followed you. I thought it'd be prudent for me to offer an apology.
The rest of you, call it a night. Get a room, get comfortable. I'm certain Leventhus over here can get you all settled in.
Definitely. We won't disturb. Promise.
All right. About suggesting that Avestus call you back, Cicero,
You can pay me back by telling me all you know about the mask runners.
Sorry?
Come on, you're hard of hearing now. You said you were investigating them, yes?
Unbelievable. All right. Over drinks?
Sounds like a plan. So, first things first. This herald.
Fractured.
Lucius says that ever since the War of Bearings began, the mask runners have been fragmenting, returning back to their factions, the way things were before my brother.
And which faction has Razatov?
They call themselves the Dactytes. They're the ones we met at the Quiet Order.
Led by the Herald.
Exactly.
And what do you plan to do?
Find this herald and get Razatov back. Simple as that.
There you are. Is she the result of the cleaver?
Result?
How did you find us?
I returned to the White Spire this morning. Inspectori Lucia was there. Apparently, she'd been here for most of last night.
Can't hide forever.
Marshal, this is Armadea. She'll be lending us her expertise in the Dementicate.
You've spoken to her of the artifacts, then?
We have.
So, what are they? What do they do?
We're not entirely sure yet. Our leads in the cleaver were destroyed.
What are your plans now?
We need to get Razatov back from the Mask Runners, a faction of them called the Dactytes to be specific, and we're going to do that by finding the Herald, their leader.
Direct. How refreshing. And how do you intend to find this Herald?
By finding Lysandra Rorik.
What?
The leader of the Mask Runners.
Make a distinction, Marshal. Lysandra leads the Melakate. They're not the Mask Runners with Razatov.
Just tell me which groups I should be taking note of.
The first, the Dactytes, a new faction led by the Herald who have Razatov. The second, what remains of the Melakate, led by Lysandra, my brother's second in command.
And you want to find her because you believe she can lead us to the Herald?
Yes, and Lucia concurs.
Inspectori, those are mask runners you're talking about associating yourself with.
We're not colluding with them. We just need information.
They are fugitives of the law.
If you have another suggestion on how we should find Razatov, please, I'm all ears.
I hope you know what you're doing.
To find her, Lucia has suggested that we turn to a character called the Bloodless.
I suppose that is a smart move.
No.
Lucia didn't tell me very much about the man.
He is a man without honor.
He is a smart man of the Laboris Solus who recognizes the power of information and secrets. If there is anyone that can track a person down in the city, it is him.
The Luca have spent years attempting to locate this man. He's crossed more than a few of my guild's boundaries.
Note that we are not here to tend to the Golden Guild's interests.
You might not be.
You think Favio will be happy with you stopping this investigation just to catch one man?
Oh, fine. I will not act against him.
I do not trust him.
Calden.
I am sorry, Cicero, but there are entities in this city that I do not wish to be involved with.
For the sake of your brother, even?
As long as I don't ever have anything to do with him.
And how do you intend to establish contact with this enigma?
You seem to know a thing or two about him.
I've worked with one of his messengers before. Vasco Tessitore. He's often found in a tavern called the Bleeding Beetle. That is our best bet.
Then what are we waiting for?
Sure you don't want to come?
Yes.
He's going to help us find your brother, you know.
Then I'll be glad when he does.
I'll see you later then.
What do you want?
You seem troubled.
I stick with you for one day, and already I'm part of plans to venture into the darkest parts of the city. Masked runners, the bloodless.
It is often in the shadows do secrets hide. And we are chasing big secrets.
What do you think the city will be like, once we find Razatov and the artifacts?
Well, Masquerades will no longer be scarce, which means the fundamental threads that our society has been woven from will change. How that even begins to affect our world. Well, the guilds might not even need to exist. The titles of Contadoni and Masked Runner might cease to mean anything. I really don't know.
I suppose we'll find out.
Ben, are you still interested in that hobby of yours? Collecting stones and fine metals and all that?
I haven't changed that much.
Well, have a look at this, please, and tell me all you can of it.
What is it?
I was hoping you could tell me. I have a feeling it's got at least a few, special properties.
I'll do some tests and measurements and get back to you about it when you return.
One last thing. Don't tell the Marshal about it, if you could.
My lips are sealed.
Where did you go?
Don't be stupid.
You've seen how he is. He's a good man, Elena.
Even good men have standards.
I hope you're not talking about me.
Sir!
Sir, we were just...
Nothing.
You were just... nothing? Well, if that's really the case...
We'd like to practice the Visifa, sir.
Brother!
Both of you?
I apologize, sir. My brother...
Let him speak.
Yes, the both of us, sir. Meliari for myself and Messaniari for my sister.
Well, if you want to practice the Visiva, you're going to need a piece of equipment from a Masquerada, aren't you?
Yes, sir, but we understand if you don't want to do this. After all, we have nothing to our name and no credentials and...
Will this do?
Sir...
That's not an answer.
What? It would do fantastically, sir. There's enough space for the inscriptions involved in Meliare.
And the blade is more than enough to paint on. Are you sure, sir?
Well, the worst that could happen is I get an ugly blade back, isn't it?
All right, just a minute, sir. We'll do some basic forms.
Now, a moment of truth. The energies do flow smoother.
It worked, brother!
I don't believe it. Thank you, sir.
Well, if there's anything more I can do...
Sigils, sir. Anything that has complicated Dementicate symbols. I'd like to try my hand at the more complex workings.
Well, I'll keep an eye out. And you, Elena?
If you could find plants of the more exotic variety, I could use their dyes. A larger palette drastically alters the effects of Messaniare.
I'll bring back anything I can find. Now, hold on. Since you're both trained in the Visiva, you think you could handle this?
Raw masquerines.
I don't intend on getting bogged down with the documentation if I have to go through the registry's artisan to get these touched up.
Sir, this is basic work. We can get these up to scratch in no time.
Good. Until then, however, we have business to attend to.
Where, sir?
An establishment called the Bleeding Beetle. You know of it?
It's one of our favorite haunts, sir.
Excellent. Off we go then.
Ispettore, if you don't mind me asking, you're awfully familiar with the owner of the tavern.
He was a close friend of my family's when I was younger. Before I joined the portieri, he shared his purse with us. Helped us get through rough times.
That's sweet.
And naive. Most contadini can't even fend for themselves. What sense is there in sharing?
What sense is there in not keeping everything to yourself? What's the use?
Ah, the stone-cold girl finally shows a sliver of a heart.
It just doesn't make sense.
The street to get you to the Bleeding Beetle's down this way, sir. Too small for the coach.
We'll be waiting for you here, whenever you're done.